Hey, good morning. Today we're going to read about Junie B. Jones is a beauty shop guy. Didn't know there was such a thing as a beauty shop guy because I got a beauty shop girl. But we're going to figure out what's going on here. My name is Junie B. Jones. The B stands for Beatrice, except I don't like Beatrice. I just like B, and that's all. Only guess what? That doesn't even matter anymore because I am changing my name to a brand new, different name. It popped right into my head when I waked up this morning. That's how come I jumped out of bed and I zoomed to the kitchen to tell Mother and Daddy. They were sitting at the breakfast table. People, guess what? I am changing my name to a brand new, different name, and it is the loveliest name I ever heard of. Mother was feeding my baby brother named Ollie. Daddy was reading his paper. They did not pay attention to me. I climbed up on my chair and I shouted my new name really loud. Pinky Gladys Gutzman. My new name is Pinky Gladys Gutzman. Just then Daddy looked at me over the top of his paper because now he was paying attention. Excuse me, could you run that by me one more time? Your new name is Pinky Gladys what? I clapped my hands real happy. Gutzman, I shouted. Pinky Gladys Gutzman, and so from now on everybody has to call me that or else I will not even answer. Okay, Daddy, okay? I hugged myself. Isn't that just the cutest name you ever heard of? 'Cause Pinky is the loveliest color I ever saw. Plus Gladys Gutzman is the snack lady at school, and so who wouldn't want to be named after that woman? That's what I would like to know. Daddy shook his head. I don't know. This doesn't really sound like a good idea to me. I did a frown at that guy. Why, Daddy? How come? How come that doesn't sound good? Well, for one thing, it's much too long. No one will be able to remember a name as long as that. And so I tapped on my chin. Then all of a sudden, my whole face got happy. Hey, I got it. I got the answer. And after that, I zoomed to my room and I got some paper and I zoomed right back. A name tag. We will make a name tag, I said. That way people can read my new name and they won't even have to remember it. I gave the paper to Mother. Write it down. Write my new name on this paper and then we can pin it right to my clothes. Mother did a frown at Daddy. Way to go, Ace, she said, kind of mumbling. After that, she wrote my new name on the paper and she pinned it to my PJs and I danced all around the floor. Pinky Gladys Gutzman. My name is Pinky Gladys Gutzman. Mother and Daddy didn't say any words. They just kept on looking at me. Finally, Daddy got up from the table. Well, gotta go, he said. I've got an appointment to get a haircut. Mother springed out of her chair and she grabbed Daddy by the shirt. Oh, no, you don't. You can't. I have an appointment to take Ollie to the doctor this morning, remember? If you need to get a haircut, you're going to have to take you-know-who with you. I tapped on her. Gutzman. The name is Pinky Gladys Gutzman. Daddy runned his fingers through his hair, and then he did a big sigh, and he told me to hurry and get dressed. I jumped way high in the air. Hooray! Hooray! Pinky Gladys Gutzman is going to the barber shop with her daddy, and she really enjoys that place. After that, I twirled and twirled all over the kitchen, only too bad for me, because I accidentally twirled into the refrigerator and the stove and the dishwasher. I got knocked on the floor. My head made a loud clunking sound. I felt it real careful. Good news, no damage. After that, I jumped back up and I ran to get dressed for the barbershop. Me and Daddy drove in the car a real long time. It was not that enjoyable. Are we there yet? How come we're not there? Are we lost? Huh, Daddy? Did you lose us? Just then, Daddy pulled into a parking lot. Hey, we're there. I looked through the window. Yeah, only here's the problem. I don't even recognize this place because this is not your regular barbershop. Daddy got me out of my seatbelt. This is a different barbershop. Someone at work recommended it, only it's not actually a barbershop. It's more what you call, well, okay, it's a beauty shop. My eyes got big and wide at that guy. A beauty shop? Oh boy, because I love beauty shops even more than barber shops. I jumped up and down all around. Hey, everybody, my daddy is going to a beauty shop. Shh, Junie, please. You have to be on your best behavior in this place. I mean it. No acting crazy. I smoothed my jacket very proper. Yeah, only I don't even know what you're talking about. I never acted crazy in my whole entire career. After that, I skipped very happy through the beauty shop door. There was a lady behind the counter. Her face had big, shiny red lips on it. Name, please, she said. Robert Jones, said Daddy. I stood on my tippy toes. Yeah, only he has other names, too. 'Cause some people call him Bob, and some people call him Bobby, plus today my mother called him Ace. The lady looked over the counter at me. And what is your name? I quickly took off my jacket and showed her my name badge. Pinky. My name is Pinky Gladys Gutzman, because I just thought of that cute name this morning, and I think it's adorable. The lady looked funny at me. She didn't ask any more questions. Pretty soon, a different lady walked up, and she shook my daddy's hand. Hello, I'm Maxine, and I'll be cutting your hair today. My eyes popped right out at that woman because she was wearing a name tag just like me. Maxine! Hey, Maxine, look down here. I'm on a name tag, too. Maxine ruffled my hair. Pinky Gladys Gutzman, huh? Well, Pinky Gladys Gutzman, since you're already wearing a name tag, I guess that means you should be my helper today. Yes, because I already know how to be a helper on account of sometimes I help my Grandma Miller fix stuff. And last week we fixed the upstairs toilet, and I got to touch that big ball that floats on top. Maxine laughed. Well, a helper with plumbing experience. This must be my lucky day. After that, she holded my hand, and me and her took Daddy to the sink. And then Maxine washed Daddy's hair, and she let me hold the fluffy towel. I holded it real tight in my arms. Look, Maxine, look at me holding the fluffy towel. See how good I'm doing? I'm not even letting it touch the floor. Only too bad for me, because just then my nose got some itchy fuzzies in it, and I started to sneeze. Achoo! I sneezed right into the fluffy towel. It was soft as a feather. That's how come I wiped my itchy nose on that softy thing. Plus also I blowed a teeny bit. Maxine made a face. Yeah, only don't worry, because I'm not even contagious. Then I gave her the fluffy towel to dry Daddy's hair, but Maxine said no thank you, and she dried Daddy's hair with a different fluffy towel. After that, all of us went to the giant spinny chair. Hey, I love this kind of chair. I climbed up there zippity quick. Spin me, spin me, spin me. Daddy leaned close to my ear. His face did not look pleasant. Get down, he whispered, very chilling. I got down. Maxine patted my head, and she gave me a broom. It was big and wide. Here, helper, you can sweep your daddy's hair as I'm cutting it. Yes, because I am excellent at this appliance, I believe. After that, I held the broom real tight in my hands, and I runned up and down the floor. Look, Maxine, look at me sweeping. See how fast I am? Like, too bad for me, because just then a lady didn't get out of my way, and she walked right in front of my big, wide broom, and her feet got swept. Ow! Ouch! She yelled. Daddy runned over and snatched my broom away, because I wasn't the helper anymore, apparently. After that, he gave Maxine lots of dollars, and he took my hand, and me and him rushed right out of that place. Daddy drove me home in the car. I kept on sniffing the air. You smell like a lovely woman, I said. Daddy wasn't that friendly. It's the hair gel, he grouched. I sniffed some more. I love that smelly hair gel. Plus, also, I love sweeping and holding the fluffy towel. And so maybe I might be a beauty shop guy when I grow up. Wonderful, said Daddy. I know it is wonderful. And here's another wonderful thing. I already have the name tag and a towel and a broom and some scissors. And so I am all set to go to work, probably. Just then, Daddy pulled the car to the curb. No, Junie B., no. You're not all set to go to work. You don't just pick up some scissors and start cutting hair. Do you understand? Working in a beauty shop takes years and years of practice. Yeah, only I already know that. And I already know it takes years and years of practice. Years and years and years, said Daddy. I did a huffy breath at him. I already know that, I told you. And after that, I leaned back in my seat and I think about years and years of practice. And finally, I did a big sigh. I would have to get started right away. Daddy pulled the car into our driveway, and I run inside my house speedy quick. I'm home from the beauty shop. Mother runned out of baby Ollie's room. Shh, I just put your brother down for a nap. I stood there for a minute, because that woman just gave me a sneaky idea, that's why. I did a fake yawn. I need a nap too, I think, because that beauty shop got me all tired out. I walked to my bedroom. Well, nighty-night, don't let the bed bugs fight, I said. Mother followed me. Her face looked suspicious. Suspicious is the grown-up word for I think maybe you might be fibbing. Whoa, hold on there a second. I thought you hated naps. I do hate naps, but today I worked at the beauty shop and that job got me pooped, I tell ya. After that, I closed my door and I got under my covers. Mother peeked in at me. I did a fake snore. Then I waited and waited till she closed the door again, and I stayed in bed until it was safe, and then finally I tippy-toed to my desk. And I opened the top drawer real quiet, and I searched my hands all around that thing. And then all of a sudden my heart got very pumpy, because my hands felt for what they were looking for, and their name is my bestest shiny scissors. I opened and closed my shiny scissors real fast. Now I can start my years and years of practice, I whispered. And I skipped to my bed where my stuffed animals sit, because I needed volunteers, of course. Who wants to go first? Who wants to get their fur trimmed at my beauty shop? My bestest elephant named Philip Johnny Bob raised his foot. I do, he said, and I hugged him very tight, because that guy is always a good sport, that's why. I picked him up and put him in my beauty chair. I sat him on lots of pillows so he would be tall. Then I kept on looking and looking at his fur. Here's the problem. Your fur is made out of softy gray velvet. And softy gray velvet is short and smoothie. And so I can't even trim you. Philip Johnny Bob did a sad sigh. I patted his head and put him back on the bed. Just then I accidentally stepped on something, and guess what? I looked on the floor. It was my slippers that looked like bunnies. Us, trim us, they said. Hey, yeah, because you have the beautifulest long white fur I ever even saw, and so you guys would be perfect, probably. And I quick picked them up and put them in my beauty chair. After that, I skipped all along, and I snipped their long white fur, and I sang a lovely song, and it's called Snipping, Snipping, Snipping Their Long White Fur. It was the funnest fun I ever had. And after I got done, I holded them up to the mirror so they could see themselves. They did not smile. We're baldies, they said real soft. I did a big breath at those guys. Yeah, only I already know you are baldies, but that is not my fault, because you kept on wiggling while I was trimming you. I petted their heads very nice. Don't worry, because bunny fur probably grows back, probably. I'm almost positive, sort of. Then I hugged them real gentle and I throwed them under my bed, because I didn't want Mother and Daddy to see them, that's why. After that, I got in bed and did a sigh. This job was going to take more practice than I thought. My bunny slippers did not grow their fur back. I peeked at them the whole entire weekend, only no fur growed at all, not even a teensy fuzzy. On Monday at school, I didn't feel like playing at recess. My bestest friend named Grace put her arm around me. What's wrong, Junie B? How come you don't want to play today? I hanged my head down real glum. 'Cause bunny fur doesn't grow back, that's why. Only who knew? And so now I can't be a beauty shop guy when I grow up, probably, and that was my hopes and dreams. That Grace's eyes got big and wide at me. Hey, me too, she said. Being a beauty shop guy is my hopes and dreams too. My Aunt Lola owns her very own beauty shop, and she already said I could be a shampoo girl. Just then my other bestest friend named Lucille started fluffing her hair. When I grow up, I'm going to be a client. A client is a person who goes to the beauty shop and spends a small fortune. She took a little brush out of her purse and she started brushing her hair. See how shiny it is? It's soft and silky, too. Soft and silky and well-conditioned. She shaked it all around in the air. A woman's hair is her crowning glory, she said. Want to feel it, huh? Do you? After that, she shaked her hair all around in the air. You're getting on my nerves, I said. And just then that Grace clapped her hands real loud. Junie B, I just thought of something. Maybe Aunt Lola will let you be the shampoo girl too, and so both of us can be shampoo girls together. I did a gasp. Really, Grace? Do you really think she would? Really? And then I hugged that Grace as tight as I could, because guess what? My hopes and dreams are back. After I got home from school, I run to my room speedy quick, and I grabbed my fuzzy teddy off the bed, and I zoomed to the bathroom. My grandma Helen Miller shouted hello to me. She was in the nursery with my baby brother named Ollie. Hello to you too, I shouted back, only here's an important message, because right now I am shutting the bathroom door on account. That is called privacy, madam. After that, I locked the door real secret, and I filled the sink with water. And then I dunked Teddy up and down, and I put shampoo on that guy. I sing a happy song, and it's called Dunking Teddy Up and Down and Putting Shampoo on That Guy. Only too bad for me, because pretty soon Teddy's head got all soaky wet with water, and he couldn't hold it up that good. It flopped all around his neck. I stood him up in the sink, and he was a giant sog ball. I felt sickish inside my stomach. That's how come I wrapped him in a towel, and I hurried back to my room. And after that, I patted his sog ball head real gentle, and I throwed him under the bed with my slippers. Hanged my head real gloomy. Darn it, I'm not a good shampoo girl either. And so now I can never work with Aunt Lola's with that Grace, probably. Just then my dog named Tickle scratched at my door. Go away, Tickle, I said. I am not in a playing mood. But he kept on scratching and scratching, and I opened the door a teeny crack. I said go away. Don't you even understand language? Only too bad for me, because Tickle springed right up, and he knocked open the door, and he run into my room. He zoomed around and around in circles, and then finally he got dizzy and pooped, and he flopped on my rug. I looked closer at that fellow. Your fur is kind of tangly and matty, only I never actually noticed that before. Maybe you should come to my beauty shop for a trim, because I already had practice, and so I can do better this time, I believe. Hey, yeah, here's another good thing. Dog fur grows back, right, Tickle? And so what do we have to lose? That's what I'd like to know. And I zoomed to my desk and got my shiny scissors. Then I hurried back to Tickle, and I gave him a hug, and I trimmed his tangly, matty fur. Tickle did not turn out that professional. His fur was choppy and moppish, plus his tail was a teeny stubby. I tried to push him under my bed, but he wouldn't even go. Yeah, only you have to go under there, Tickle, or else Mother and Daddy will see your fur, and I will be in trouble. Just then I heard feet walking in the hall. Oh, no, it was Mother. She was home from work. I run around real upset. Hide, Tickle, hide. And just then I saw my fuzzy pink sweater. Grabbed it out of my closet, and I throwed it on Tickle speedy fast. Also, I grabbed my favorite hat with the devil horns, and I plopped it on his head. And all of a sudden, Mother opened my door. I backed up from her. Hello. How are you today? I am fine. Plus, Tickle is fine, too. I did a gulp. He's wearing clothes, apparently. Just then, Mother walked to Tickle real slow, and she took off his hat. That's how come I quick runned out of the room and down the hall and outside into the yard, because I didn't want to be there when the sweater came off, of course. Mother chased me all over the yard. That woman is speedier than she looks. She caught me by the arm and marched me into the house. After that, she sat me in a chair and she said, My goose is cooked, young lady. Goose is cooked means that your goose is in big trouble. Only I don't actually have a goose, only that was probably not the time to mention it. Just then my daddy came home from work and Mother tattletaled to him about Tickle. Then both of them hollered a lecture at me, and it is called, What in the world has gotten into me, young lady? Do I not even have good sense? And do they have to watch me every single minute? After they finished yelling, Mother put me in a room, and she took away my scissors forever. And here's the worstest part of all. After dinner, I had to take a bath and go right back to bed. Mother kissed me on my cheek. It was not that sincere. Yeah, only I am not even tired yet, And so maybe I would like to watch Wheel of Fortune, perhaps. Mother shook her head. No way, no TV. If you're not tired, you can lie here and think about what you did today. And after that, she shut my door and walked away. I did a heavy breath at her. Yeah, only I don't even have to think about what I did today because I already think about it. That's why. I whispered that just to myself. And then I did a teeny smile. And guess what? I think I'm making progress. The next morning, I was very cheered up because I knew what went wrong with Tickle. Tickle has dog hair. And dog hair is harder to cut than people hair because people hair is much more tamer. I ran to the mirror and looked at my people hair. I bet I can cut this kind of hair just perfect. Just then I heard the front door open. It was my grandpa, Frank Miller. He was here to babysit me before school. I run and kissed that guy hello. And then I zoomed right back to my room and I hollered a message down the hall. Don't come in my room, okay, Grandpa, because I want to get dressed all by myself today, and I don't even need any help. After that, I shut the door real tight and I hurried to my desk. Because guess what? Extra scissors, that's what. They were in my middle drawer where I keep them. I opened and closed them real fast. Then I skipped to my dresser and I combed my bangs silky smooth and I snipped their ends right off. I peeked at myself kind of nervous. And guess what? I wasn't even ruined. I smiled real thrilled. I knew I could do this. I knew it. All I needed was practice. After that, I snipped some more bangs and plus I snipped some sides and some top and some back. After I was finished, I looked in the mirror again. Did a teeny frown. My bangs do not look even Steven. That's how come I tried to even them up. Only those dumb things kept on getting tiltier and tiltier. And finally, I got frustration inside me, and I took a whole big hunk, and I cut them right off. Ha ha, so there, I said. I got down my scissors and looked at myself. I did a gasp. Oh, no, my hair was sticking out all over the place. Sprigs, I said. I got sprigs. That's how come I started to cry, because sprigs are shorty little sticklets, and they are not attractive, I tell you. And just then I heard a knock on my door. Junie B, honey, you all right in there? Okay if I come in? No, not okay. I'm still getting dressed, and so please go back to where you came from. Grandpa Miller laughed. Okay, I get the message. I'll go make you a sandwich. You'd better hurry up, though. I've got some errands, so I'm driving you to school today. His feet walked back to the kitchen. I sat down on my bed real upset, because Spriggs is the terriblest trouble I ever saw. I didn't know what to do. How was I even going to go to school? Because everyone would see my Spriggs, and they would laugh and laugh, and that is how come I couldn't stop crying. Only all of a sudden, a miracle happened, and it is called I spotted my hat with the devil horns. It was sitting right on my desk where Mother had left it, and that gave me a good idea. I quick picked it up and put it on my head, and guess what? It hided my sprigs. Hey, if I wear this to school, no one will even see my hair. Only just then I did a teeny frown. Yeah, only what if I'm on the playground and somebody steals my devil horn hat off my head, and then everyone will see my sprigs and they will laugh and laugh. And I thought real hard, maybe I can wear two hats. That way, if somebody pulls off one hat, I still have another hat left. And I spotted my shower cap. It was lying in my chair. I put it on under my hat. Yeah, only what if I'm playing on the playground and somebody pulls off my devil horn hat and then they pull off my shower cap too? Then everyone will see my sprigs and they will laugh and laugh. And I tapped on my chin. 3 hats. I will wear 3 hats to school because that will give me a whole extra layer of protection. I opened my bottom door and found my ski mask because ski masks hide your whole entire everything. I put the ski mask on my head, then I put on the shower cap and my hat with the devil horns. I looked at myself in the mirror. Now nobody can see anything, not even my nose. And after that, I got dressed and I skipped real happy to the kitchen. Grandpa Miller's eyes popped out at me. Whoa, you can't go to school looking like that. And that's how come I had to tell him a teensy-weensy fib. Yeah, only today is Crazy Hat Day, and my teacher said we can wear however many hats we want. Grandpa Miller shook his head. Then he watched me eat my sandwich through the mouth hole, and he drove me to school. I skipped into room 9 very joyful. I sat down at my table next to Lucille. Hello, I said, it's me. It's Junie B. Jones. See me, Lucille? See me. I am wearing an attractive hat assortment. Just then a meaty boy named Jim pointed and shouted, hey, everybody, look at Looney B. Jones. What a goony bird. Then all of a sudden he speeded across the room and he grabbed my devil horn hat right off my head. All of room 9 laughed and laughed. Because they saw my shower cap, of course. Only lucky for me because just then my teacher hurried up into the room and she took control of people. Her name is Mrs. She has another name too, but I just like Mrs. and that's all. Mrs. grabbed my hat from that meanie Jim and she gave it back to me. And then she yelled at all the children and she took me into the hall. Mrs. bended down next to me. Okay, kiddo, what's the story here? I rocked back and forth on my feet because I didn't want to tell her the story here, that's why. Yeah, only I don't actually know what you are referring to, I said. The hats, Junie B. What's the story with the hats? And finally I did a big breath and I told her the story. The Story with the Hats by Junie B. Jones. Once upon a time, there was a little girl named Pinky Gladys Gutzman, and she was practicing to be a beauty shop guy. Only too bad for her, because her stupid dumb bangs kept on getting tiltier and tiltier, and that's how come she had to cut them off. And now she was never even Pinky, and that is all the details I would like to share with you at this time. The end. Mrs. put her hands on my shoulders. Junie B., honey, are you telling me that you cut your bangs off? Is that what this is all about? I did not answer her. And then all of a sudden, Mrs. took off my ski cap, and I didn't even know that was going to happen. No, I hollered, don't. Only it was too late. Mrs. saw my hair. She hugged me real tight. Oh, Junie B., what happened? And I started to cry all over again. Sprigs, I said. Sprigs happened. After that, Mrs. gave me some tissues, and me and her sat down on the floor, and we figured out what to do. Finally, Mrs. put my devil horn hat back on my head. Here, she said, this will be the only hat you need to wear today, I promise. After that, we went back into room 9, and Mrs. told a teensy-beensy fib. Boys and girls, may I have your attention, please? Junie B. is starting to get the sniffles, and so I'm going to let her wear her hat in class. She looked at that meanie Jim. All day, Jim. She's going to wear it all day long, and no one is to touch it, not anyone. I jumped out of my seat. Yeah, Jim, you can't even touch it with your baby little pinky finger, right, Mrs. Wright? Right, said Mrs. Not even at recess, right, Mrs. Wright? Mrs. sucked in her cheeks. Yes, Junie B., right. And not when I'm getting a drink at the water fountain, and not when I'm bending to tie my shoe, and not when I'm sharpening my pencil, and not when I'm just plain sitting in my chair, and not when I'm working in my workbook, and not when I'm practicing my alphabet, and not when... Okay, we get the picture, said Mrs. I smoothed my breast. All righty then, I said. And after that, I sat in my chair, and I worked in my workbook, and I played at recess, and I went to the water fountain, and no one touched my hat. After school, Daddy came to room 9 to get me. I was surprised to see that guy. Daddy, I didn't even know you were coming to get me today, and so this day turned out better than I thought. Daddy stared at my hat. All of a sudden, my stomach did not feel good about the situation. He reached out and took it off my head, and then he quick closed his eyes. Lovely. After that, he picked me up and he carried me to the car. I tapped on him. Did you really mean it's lovely, or was that a little joke? I asked, kind of nervous. Daddy didn't answer my question. Instead, he buckled me into my seatbelt, and we started to drive. We drove and drove for a real long time, and finally we pulled into the parking lot. I looked out the window. Daddy, hey, Daddy, it's the beauty shop with Maxine. And he took me right inside. Guess what? Maxine was waiting for me. She did a smile. Looks like someone gave herself a little trim. I felt shy of her. I didn't turn out even, Stephen, I said, kind of soft. Maxine ruffled my hair, and then she put me in her giant spinny chair and she sprayed my hair with water. And after that, she snipped and snipped and snipped. And finally, she put gel on my hair and then she blowed me dry. And I looked at myself in the big mirror. Hey, what do you know? No more sprigs, I said, real delighted. How'd you do that, Maxine? How did you do that? Maxine winked at Daddy. Years of practice, she said. Daddy leaned close to my face. Years and years and years. After that, he lifted me down from the chair and he gave Maxine lots more dollars, and me and him drove home. After we got to my house, Daddy came into my room with me and he took my extra scissors off my desk and he put them in his pocket. Sorry, Daddy. Sorry I cut my hair. He did a sigh. I know you're sorry, Junie B. I just hope you learned a lesson from all of this. I did, Daddy. I did learn a lesson, and I mean it. I mean it. And he kissed my head. Because that guy still loves me, that's why. After he left my room, I looked at my hair some more. It was the cutest hair I ever even saw. And just then my whole face lighted up. Hey, I'm the one who got this haircut started, and so maybe I can be a beauty shop guy after all. I tapped on my chin. Yeah, only what happens when I grow up and I have to practice some more? What will I use to cut with? I looked at my desk, very curious. Then I tiptoed real quiet and I opened my bottom desk drawer. I searched my hands all around that thing, and then all of a sudden I smiled kind of sneaky, because guess what? More extra scissors. The end. Junie B is going to get in a lot of trouble.